Hobbs. That's a good ball. Now then, he's got to fire outside him. Oh, he wants to give him the ball. He's still got it, but it could be too late. It's too late. And that surely should have been a try.
Few touring sides could claim a record similar to New Zealand's. They'd not lost a series over here for 24 years, but this time they knew they were in for a tough time. The first match brought them face to face with St Helens, but the Saints were badly hit by injuries. On the face of it then, an easy opener for the tourists. It proved to be a signpost for the rest of the tour.
That's Kelly Shelford. Oh, nicely picked up. Oh, good break, Mark Bailey. Wonderful break by Bailey. And he ran into a thudding tackle from Darryl Williams on the halfway line. Forber. But that was a great little run by Mark Bailey. Groves. Cosgrove. Saints certainly giving as good as they're getting over quarter of an hour, but they may well have lost possession there. New Zealand. That was Faimalo emerging with the ball. Shelford. Ooh. Oh, an interception! That must be a try! An interception try for Alan Hunt. A careless pass, and the first try of the game to Alan Hunt. Just under quarter of an hour gone, and that was a gift. Fine interception, a very loose pass as Shelford and Gary Freeman tried to get the centre and winger away. The pass easily intercepted by Alan Hunt. Adrian Shelford. Shelford a little peeved. Golding. Well, good strong running by Golding. He won't go down. Oh, what running! He got 3 tackles. And he wants to unload it. Kevin Hero. Oh, Hero going. Mercer's with him. Inside, and is this a try? Going for the post. Watson. Shelford. Shelford, can he get over? Yes. He reaches over. Mr. Tennant gives it. Kelly Shelford, the man who went over. He looked to be grounded short, but referee Mr. Tennant was there and said he went over in one continuous movement. Although probably Gary Freeman may well avoid that fate. Tend to be awarded for fouls. I suppose illegal fielding is not dangerous play or a foul, but certainly he's had a warning from Ray Tennant. Stewart. Oh, what a good break. Mark Elia. What a wonderful break by Mark Elia. He's scored a few at Nosey Road. Here's another. Well, I think the crowd are roaring. They don't think Elia made a correct touchdown. But the referee and the touch judge do. Well, the New Zealand tackling going in hard now. 2 and 3 men tackling. Forber, Bateman. The kick by Holding. Half charge on. I think Haggerty can have it. It touched a finger. Gets it out to Cooper. To Large. An attempted charge down played St Helens onside. Cooper going the blind side. Large. Well, a try now. Could put St Helens in front. Stuart Evans is over. Stuart Evans barges over the line. And uproar from the Saints fans. Well, he might not be the quickest off the mark in a sprint, but he was pretty quick from acting half-back then and used all his 18 stone. And that's a shaker for the Kiwis. Dwayne Mann, Adrian Shelford. The New Zealanders will be stepping up a gear now. James Goulding. Well, he just doesn't want to go down, Goulding. Mann. Over the 25. Hugh McGann's getting ready. Goes the other way to Stewart. Mann. Kelly Shelford. Oh, Dave Watson clean through. This time, no doubting Kevin Aero's touchdown. And just as soon as St Helens get in front, the New Zealanders come back with a simple but beautifully worked try. Cooper, and he'd like to prove one or two things to his teammates. Beavers. Mark Elia catches it despite injunctions from the Saints fans to drop it. Watson is acting up. There goes the short side. Inside to Kelly Shelford, looks for the gap and goes through it. And away goes Mark Elia. Wonderful chase and effort by Mark Bailey, but the moment Kelly Shelford found that gap, Mark Elia's speed was bound to do the rest. Beautifully worked, simple try. Not very often you see a try scored so simply, going the short side. It's Large playing the ball well inside the Saints 25. Cosgrove. Haggerty well smothered. Get him on side as the roll from the terraces. Beavers. Straight down the field to Darryl Williams. Darryl Williams taking it on the run. Placed for Manly Warringah in the Sydney competition and was man of the Test series for New Zealand against Australia. Freeman. Nico. Mann. Goulding. Brushing off tackles. He's a strong man. Dwayne Mann. Oops. Sam Stewart losing possession. Shane Cooper. Phil Vevers. Bailey. Oh, what a good break! Lovely break. He's got Vevers up with him. Vevers is on his right. Can Vevers make it? Hello! What a great try by the Saints. Super stuff. David Tanner. What a wonderful try. Marvellous stuff. The break by Mark Bailey. Intelligent support by Phil Vevers. Dave Tanner in the right place at the right time and with the right pair of legs. Played quickly with Cooper. Holding. Had his eye line a little diverted then. Paul Jones trying to slip through. The crowd really boiling as Phil Vevers, Roy Haggerty, manages to get it out. Goes backwards, Shane Cooper. Holding. Oh, that was head high. A high tackle. James Goulding retires. He won't be coming back. There isn't enough time left. Neil Holding. Now then, are we going to get a grandstand finish in these last 2 minutes from the Saints? A try would do it. They're galloping up. Bateman roaring up like the cavalry. Evans, a little nearer. Amazing stuff this. Terrific finish. 23-26. Saints just 5 yards away. Cooper to Former. He's over the line and he's done it. Paul Former touches down. What a sensational finish. The crowd goes mad. The New Zealanders stand in dejection. Paul Former forces his way over in the corner. 27-26.
Well, after that remarkable fight back but disappointing start, the Kiwis travelled to Castleford, Classy Cass as they're known in these parts. If the opening match was exciting, this one matched it in every way.
Coming out on the Castleford side, picked up by John Joyner. Working the blind side with French. Ellis, Beardmore, Clark. Well, he shrugs off 2 tackles. He's really having a good game in his first 20 minutes as the former Wakefield Rugby Union player. Fighting to get away from the tackle. Again, the short side, Joyner. Mike Gibson is up. Dean Sampson walking over a couple of black and white jerseys. Again, the kick is bouncing anyway. It could be another try by French. It certainly is. The New Zealanders failed to make it dead, and Gary French touches down his own kick. Well, find a bit of a gap and save a few seconds. His teammates to get up. Taken out by Mike Kuwaiti, how to spell Swinton. Going on the blind side and attempting to slip down the touchline. It's a dangerous break. Is Cass prepared to move it wide? French, Sampson. Beardmore, French. Short ball for the forwards to run onto. These young forwards making the most of their promotion. Oh, yes, that's Andy Clark. Big Andy Clark. No trouble. No trouble at all. Easy. Well, when Andy Clark took that pass, a huge gap opened and he went round the fullback, Morgan Edwards, as if he wasn't there. A kick to touch and 6 tackles to run it. He certainly could do with a try to narrow this gap. Still backed off. Now then, what can they do on this platform? Brent Todd. The first drive by Todd. Wallace. Intricate move. Bancroft throwing it out. Slipping it out to Clark. Now a little more spring in the New Zealanders' step now. Tuta, is this a possibility? No. Good tackling as Mike Kuwaiti almost slipped through. That's a good tackle by Joyner. But it's Tuta looking to give it out. No, not a knock-on, says Mr. Whitfield. Gary French begs to differ. Bancroft and Clark. Kevin Hero, yes! A dummy and a lovely try. He sent the defence the wrong way. Kevin Hero. 14-8 to Cass. After it was 14-0 and Cass well on top. Kettridge. Beardmore. Kevin Beardmore, Joyner. Big Andy Clark again. He's had a good first half and has celebrated with a try. Up there is Gibson. Ketteridge showing the ball and breaking through. A good break. A good pass to Beardmore. Good rugby. Super rugby, Crabtree. Suddenly the defence open up. Kevin Beardmore. Superb break, and Paul Crabtree powers over under the post. Beardmore. Ketteridge. These big, hefty Castleford forwards are blasting huge holes in the New Zealand defence, which, in all fairness, has tightened up a lot since half-time. That's French to Irwin. Well, painful knock, but he'll get up and play the ball. And Beardmore, there's a knock on. And the New Zealanders have it. Nikau. Very promising young forward. They've great faith in him in the New Zealand camp. They're thinking, come on, well, what a lovely break by Bancroft. What good running. Kevin Hero. Hero tending to do quite a lot on his own bat. Perhaps you can't blame him. He's the only man to have gone through for a try in this match, but he's gained a lot of ground and a lot of momentum with Wallace. Oh, beautiful running, Tearopati. Can he get the ball out? Again, the last pass goes adrift, but it's not. Can he touch down? The line's there. Wayne Wallace. Wayne Wallace had to go round the maypole to touch that down. Trying a host of moves now. But Castleford moving up quickly. Not allowing Goulding, who's come on as sub, to move. Oh, is there a gap there? It's good running. Tremendous running. Could be a try by Sherlock. What a comeback by New Zealand. And Kurt Sherlock makes the incisive break that could well give New Zealand the victory they need in this second match of the tour.
So, a victory under their belts, and a timely one. Next match was at Wigan, probably the stiffest challenge facing any team outside of a test match. New Zealand were to find that out to their cost. Wigan on form are irrepressible.
Andy Platt trying to get in, Lucas away on the ball. So 2 drives to the centre of the field. Edwards still keeps it going left, and there's good interpassing again, and Goodway, who's had such a strong season so far, almost bursting through. Now the wide ball. Chance for Dean Bell to show his pace against his New Zealand colleagues. But David Watson brings up a good tackle. So the last tackle, and Wigan really not made any forward progress. New Zealand have been stretched, but still moving the ball on the last tackle, and still Hampson in the line. That's a good chip over the top and a chase. Hampson still going. That's a flick out. That's a try for Joe Lydon. Oh, a beautiful piece of play by Wigan. So last tackle, and Edwards it was who spotted the gap on the left-hand side. A beautiful 20-yard spin pass out to Steve Hampson on the burst. Hampson with that superbly controlled chip over the top. And then as the ball was bouncing around, he flicked it out to Joe Lydon in support, and Joe goes over for Wigan's first try. Although New Zealand have had a fairly shaky start as the season goes on, I'm sure their teamwork and their ability to organise themselves, plus the fact they've got several class players, is going to tell. They're going to get better as this tour goes on. Last tackle now, Sam Stewart plays the ball back. And again, Darryl Williams in position. That's wide, that's too big. That's just over the line. So that kick from Darryl Williams went straight into touch, and it's a handover back just outside the New Zealand 22. Dean Bell, seen little of him so far in this game. The halfbacks link again. Edwards trying to prompt and probe, but good New Zealand defence once more, covering all the gaps. Dermot finds several gaps, and there's Edwards through. linking inside to Platt. That's a try for Andy Platt and Wigan. Well, Martin Dermott's seen one or two gaps close to the play of the ball already, and that was a superbly exploited one. Edwards was in support, and then as Darragh Williams came across, a beautiful inside flick from the Great Britain halfback, and supported by his Great Britain teammate Andy Platt, goes over under the post. So Mike Guidi, who's not been involved too much so far. There's one man who has, Brent Todd. The two props have really done their work in driving that ball forwards. And Sam Stewart working the set move as McGann tries to get that movement down the short side. That's gone forward, but the referee said no. And Elia flings it inside. That could be a try for Gary Freeman. The try's been awarded for the New Zealand scrum half. The Wigan crowd not too happy about it. Four tackles gone. Kiwis building up the pressure. Freeman linking the wide ball to Kuidi. Kuidi's almost there. Links to Stewart, still keeping the ball alive. Todd's there. Goulding's in with the tackle. Good defence from Wigan. 5 tackles gone. On the last one now. It's the kick. It's high from Kurt Sherlock. That's high. Burns underneath it. It's back to number 8. That could be a try on the right wing. It's got out of his hand. An amazing tackle there. It seemed that either Edwards or Blake had punched that ball out of Gary Mercer's hands as he was about to go over the line. But the referee has said it's a tap 22, so that's definitely a chance gone. Some of the Wigan supporters a little bit anxious at the moment. Their side still leading by 4 points though. Blake trying to link. Lucas takes it well. Andy Platt says go forward. Byrne comes in on the action. So a bit contagious perhaps, because Wigan now flinging the ball around as New Zealand were a moment ago, but this certainly is livening the pace up a bit as Davison makes the break. Great link to Goodway. Goodway's pounding through and makes another effort. McGann's away, the ball's inside. Wigan keeping it going. Bell has to take the tackle. So Goodway just losing his way a little bit there after a tremendous break. Platt switches the play across to Goulding. The halfback's linking. There's a chance for Blake on that side. There's Byrne. Byrne's in at the corner. Great try for Jed Byrne. A beautiful Wigan try for Jared Byrne. So there is the front row of the scrummies, the boiler room, ready to go into action to secure this ball for New Zealand and put them in the driving seat, just 5 metres from that Wigan line. So what a shambles of a scrum as McGann puts Freeman away. This could be a try on the left side for Elia. It is indeed. So from that shambles of a scrum, it was picked up by Hugh McGann at the back. Freeman had come wide on the left-hand side and created that 2-1 as he drew Henderson Gill. It was a gift for Mark Elia to go round for New Zealand's try. So Wigan still holding on in defence. Their work rate still high, and Freeman changes direction, but he's just given that ball away. Great take by Andy Goodway. The Stazika gets into the act and drives forward. So Andy Platt driving forward on that New Zealand 22. Just 6 minutes left for play. Dean Bell steps through. A glimpse of magic from Dean Bell. Just hold down. Edwards linking with Davison. Davison's powering his way through. Davison has got to score under the post. He holds that ball so securely to his hands. A try for Les Davidson and Wigan. The try was on as soon as Davison took that ball and sidestepped inside, and the big man has got pace, he's got strength, and he was delighted to secure that ball and get that extra 4 points for Wigan.
On to Odsal Stadium. Now this is traditionally a tough test for all touring teams, but not this time. Bradford Northern was saddled with injury problems.
So Bradford Northern holding out. An attempt at a dummy by Russell Stewart. Keith Mumby acting half-back. And the kick by Neil Roebuck. Over the top of Edwards. Oh, and he bounces into touch. What a beautiful kick. Superb kick by Roebuck. Took play from 122-metre line to the other. The feed to Bradford Northern. They get possession. It's Stewart, Wilson, Simpson. Simpson trying to break through. Almost up the halfway line. Tackling on both sides pretty good. And we've had 25 minutes and no score. That's Stewart. Oh, good break. Out to the wing. This is the first try. This is the first try of the game by Mackay, the Australian. Made by Errol Johnson. An orthodox move which completely outlanked the Kiwis. The final transfer from Errol Johnson. Barraclough. Wilson. Roebuck. Oh, what an awful pass. That could be a gift. And surely this is under the post with Clark. No, he makes sure. Beautiful try. It's Tony Kemp. Moving in for the last minute of normal time. We did have the injury to Rapati earlier on, which may add a few more seconds. I'm sure someone was offside there. Bancroft didn't seem to retire there. He chased round the scum. I think Mr. Kendrew might have penalised him. Kevin Hero pushing off Simpson now, and Edwards is there to Elia, thrown inside to Kevin Hero. He's smothered. Edwards up in the line. Taiwa and Wallace to Bancroft to Shelford. Is it? No, Shelford runs in front. Bancroft goes himself. Can't get it out. Does this time to Faimalo. Faimalo, Hero wants it himself, and Kevin Hero is in. Sold the dummy, pushed the defender off, and just on the stroke of half-time, Kevin Hero stretches the Kiwis lead. Wallace to Faimalo. Shelford's ready to apply a thrust. That's the long one to Bancroft. They're going wide to Clark. Clark shrugging off one tackle. Gets it out to Leota. Kevin Hero, Edwards. Edwards at the line. He's in. Morvin Edwards is in for the third Kiwi try. Made by long passing Bancroft, Clark, Hero and Edwards. Bancroft. But the tourists now beginning to run the ball and give us some entertaining rugby, which is what we expect from touring sides. Taiwa, and he breaks through the first cover. It's Mumby who has to pin him down. Leota. The Kiwis running strongly now. Faimalo takes the dummy run. Nikau, Clark. And a simple, beautifully executed try by Clark. It was Nikau who made the initial break, and it was Clark who was backing up for a good try by the post, stretching the New Zealand lead to 22 points to 4. They want to play quickly. Typical burst by Kevin Hero. A lot of jerseys there. Kuiti getting it back. And it's Faimalo. He deserves the try, but it's not going to happen. I thought Faimalo might have tried to go himself. Unselfishly, he let the ball go, and it was knocked on over the line. Mark Elio, who's only just come back from the sin bin. And now a wonderful break. Oh, lovely. Simpson's inside in Graham Mackay. Graham Mackay running wonderfully well. A super finish by Graham Mackay for his second try. Magnificent stuff, Graham Mackay. Won't win the game for Northern, but how the crowd are loving it. He went from his own half, and that's what the crowd think about that. Graham Mackay, the Australian, playing with Bradford Northern, got the opening try. He may well have got the closing one. So the first and last word in this match may rest with Graham Mackay and Bradford Northern.
The Kiwis back on course, but a tougher test was clearly needed at Headingley, where Leeds were beginning to put their game together.
We haven't seen much of the Kiwis on attack as we approach quarter an hour. Brent Todd, the score Leeds 2, New Zealand 2, a penalty goal each to Shelford and Maskill. That's Stewart, and they're penalised. Leeds are penalised for holding him down in the tackle, not allowing him to play the ball. So an opportunity for New Zealand to relieve the pressure, but they've spent most of the first quarter an hour inside their own half. But a running chance for New Zealand. Hugh McGann taking the troops up, as Gary Mercer goes inside. Dwayne Mann, Todd, up to the Leeds 25. Famalo, just 20 yards out now. Could be a surprise selection in the test team. That's Shelford floating along, one out to Sherlock, to Darrell Williams, running so well. Oh, what a good try. Williams making the extra man, and a good try in the corner by Mark Elia. That was beautiful stuff. The first sustained attack by the Kiwis, and it produced a beautiful try, going from Mercer being tackled over on the right to Williams coming in to make the extra man, an extra left centre, and Elia finished it off in the corner. Well, been playing nearly 25 minutes, and that's Izzard. Oh, good strong running by Izzard, almost up to 25. 6-2 the Kiwis lead, but Leeds in full cry. Devorty to Gibson. Gibson going for the line. Can he go outside? He's over. Can he touch down? It looks as though he's held on his back, and possession's been lost. So what will the referee rule? He's separating them now. A bit of a dust up. Carl Gibson certainly went over the line, but couldn't ground. Man, Faimalo. This ball, lovely ball to Mercer. They're still going with Freeman. The defence is stretched. It's Shelford. Shelford hesitating, going over the 25-yard line, looking for support. But this is a good sustained attack by the Kiwis, who lead 6-4. Kelly Shelford, man, Freeman. Freeman has Brent Todd there with him. Goulding. Just 10 metres away from the Leeds line, and it's Freeman, Stewart. Stewart inside to Freeman again. Freeman dummying, going for the line himself. McGann! Hugh McGann's onto the posts, and all that pressure paid off. Gary Spencer looking disgusted with himself and with his fellow defenders. So just between 15 and 20 yards from the line. Brent Todd, the first one. Just pretty close to the line now with Freeman to Shelford to Sherlock. Sherlock, the support there as ever from Freeman. Freeman, a little kick, and picked up by Mann. Big Dwayne Mann. Oh, what a good try. Beautiful backing up. Gary Freeman backing up Dwayne Mann. And in the twinkling of an eye, as that ball dropped, Dwayne Mann was onto it like a hawk. That's Craig Izzard. But possession lost. And it's Faimalo who has it. Kelford. Mercer going inside, looking for the ball now. Sherlock, Stewart, good passing. Watson. Freeman cropping up on the touchline. Oh, what great running by Freeman, and the defence was so easily beaten. There'll be questions asked about the Leeds defence there, as Gary Freeman cropped up on the outside and went inside the tackles. Good work by Watson. Great finish by Freeman. The Kiwis heel it. And Kemp. McGann tackle. Freeman, oh, that bounce behind him. Play on, says the referee, as Shelford picks it up. Stewart, clean through. Freeman going through himself. And Kemp to Freeman again. This is Freeman's hat-trick. Gary Freeman goes in for a hat-trick of tries. What great support. Not only was he unloading the ball, he was cropping up for the return pass with Kemp. A great try, started by Sam Stewart. Leeds defending desperately. That's Brendan Tutor. Gets it out to Freeman, to Faimalo. Mann, Freeman, Shelford, Sherlock, Kemp going himself, sends in Williams. Williams cropping up on the outside for the 6th Kiwi try, and it's becoming a bit of a procession now as Leeds once again are outwitted and outflanked by the speed of the New Zealand passing. That was Darryl Williams coming up from fullback outside Kemp. The two centres, Sherlock and Kemp, making that easy for Williams.
So to the first test at Old Trafford, a magnificent setting for what promised to be a close encounter. New Zealand, though, were hardly regarded as favourites, but Great Britain were without Ellery Hanley and put Shaun Edwards on the substitutes bench, a strange decision and one which caused Great Britain a lot of problems. The new captain for Great Britain was Mike Gregory. Was the Almighty on his side?
So the Kiwis to kick off with the wind facing them, although it is swirling around here at Old Trafford. It's relented somewhat since the gales overnight. And a good big crowd. I've been speaking to people who've flown in from the Isle of Man, some youngsters from Lichfield here. Good crowd from all over the country. And I think Great Britain really need a settling down period here. 2 or 3 drives with the pack. Hobbs. That's a good ball. Now then, he's got a fire outside him. Oh, he wants to give him the ball. He's still got it, but it could be too late. It's too late. And that surely should have been a try. The forward there, Kelvin Skerritt, held on too long. I know a fire was being obstructed. It wasn't picked up. And a try begging.
Beautiful pass here with Hobbs. Skerritt makes a break now and he's in 2 minds. Should he give O'Fire the ball early and let O'Fire make his own way? But O'Fire has been interfered with all the way here, eh? So Skerritt has to hold on and now he gets the ball to him. And O'Fire now is taken out of the game.
Todd. He's got Iro, he's launched Iro, he's just got Tate to be, Loughlin's going with him, but he's a big lad. To Freeman. Has he done too much? Oh, he's in the touch. And notice Martin O'Fire coming across there, but it's this little scrum half again. Gary Freeman, number 7, he scored a hat-trick at Leeds the other week. He's a key figure with the Balmain club. So, a drop out under the post from Loughlin, and suddenly the wind, the swirling wind, takes the kick deep to Williams. Again, another player who's seen experience in Sydney. To Mercer. Well, another shoulder tackle there by Courier. I'd much rather see a tackle with the... Well, that's what you get when you try to shoulder tackle to Dwayne Mann. Oh, he's inches short. I like the looks of this hooker. He's a strong lad. The Kiwis, yes, he's given the try. He's squeezed it at the corner. No doubt about it. It's a try. James Goulding, the prop forward. He spotted his chance. And really that all came from a couple of missed tackles. The shoulder charge should have told everyone in the British camp that you don't tackle like that. Then it was missed again. And New Zealand are 6 points to 0. So first real attacking position for Great Britain. 6 points to 0 down. Driving in there, Hobbs. To Goodway. Back in contention at international level after a 2-year absence. Oh, that's a good ball. But a good tackle from Mann. Copybook tackle round the ankles. To Gregory. Still a strong lad. Lost about 1.5 stone since he came back from Australia. Hume. Oh, good ball to Lachlan. Can he get it away? He does, to Ford, and he's in. That was slick passing in a confined space.
Here you see Hume gets a good pass out there as he's dying in the tackle. Laughlin again throws a high ball and Ford does remarkably well. Acrobatic try.
Britain using Skerritt a lot here, enforcing here at the first receiver. Gregory again. Oh, McGann. To Stewart. Good run from the second row. But one pass too many. And I think one big criticism of the New Zealand side I've seen this season, and as I say, I was chatting to Gary Freeman about it, was the number of times they're passing the ball, Peter, in silly situations. They're doing too much of it.
Yes, well, you saw there that Sam Stewart was tackled with his man, went onto his knees, and if he's held in that position, he cannot release the ball, and he did, and has given a simple penalty away, Ray. Yeah. Puts him under considerable pressure again.
Certainly after the Castleford game, coach Tony Gordon was shaking his head at the chances they missed. So, Britain again in possession. Skerritt, first receiver, gaining ground. This Great Britain pack now beginning to look more confident, beginning to be more organised. Hume and Gregory getting their act together. That's a good ball. Now then, the crowd roar for a high tackle from Sorensen. Referee, Mr. McCallum, judges that it was at the chest. Platt. Andy Platt, been playing in the front row position for Wigan lately. Courier. Huge success, this number 3 in Australia with Balmain on the 6th tackle. Oh, that was a cheeky pass, but what's Hobbs doing? Yes. So, tap on the 25, Kelly Shelford. And he fools everybody, including his own team, and he's away. Well, they're just letting him run. Tate's missed him. Ford's missed him. No, he's got him. Well, 75 yards there from Kelly Shelford, the Auckland captain. And really, that was slack defence from Great Britain. And the Kiwis suddenly back on the attack. Mercer. Another British-based player on the wing at Odsall for Bradford Northern. This number 5 for the Kiwis. Freeman again, continually at first receiver. And then opening the play out. Here's a chance, Sherlock. Can he get it away? No, he can't. Here's a chance again, McGann, he's going for the line. He's in! Yes, the dummy once again. Slack tackling, McGann was held up for too long. He gave the dummy, give him a taste of Kiwi. The huge New Zealand crowd hold the banner up.
Well, we've criticised the Great Britain tackling, and here they must be at fault again, because when McGann gets the ball, he's covered. It's 2 players around him, hanging off him, no way made with a 6'6" fella. Out it goes, and a perfect try.
And once again, it was little Freeman who gave the final pass. So Darryl Williams bringing the ball away to Mann, Freeman, Sorensen. Well, we shouldn't have to have 2 half-backs there in Hume and Gregory doing the tackling in midfield. Should be the pack. Freeman again to Dean Bell. That's a good ball to Sherlock. Having a good game, this ex-All Black. Toured with the All Blacks to Argentina in 1985. Lachlan. We've seen very little of the attacking potential of this big lad from St Helens, Paul Loughlin. Good way. Platt. Really, Peter, one or two of these Great Britain forwards going in ones. There doesn't seem to support there at the moment, is there?
No, and Goodway and Platt are not giant men.
Tate. The crowd roared there when O'Fire got the ball, but good defence by the Kiwis, by Kevin Iro. Gregory. Gregory again. That's a good kick. Forcing him back, but Mercer will let it go. The wind just carrying it there. Gregory being out injured for a month. Only had 60 minutes play before this test match. Quite a gamble, I think. That's a better tackle from Andy Goodway. Number 11 for Great Britain. Brent Todd. This New Zealand pack quite content to take this ball up, take the game to Great Britain, and behind, when necessary, Freeman pushing it out wide. Goulding having a good game, this prop. 4 caps to his credit. Just 23 years of age, this number 8, the try scorer. And there's Freeman again. That's a good ball to Kevin Iro. Oh, and a dummy. Gregory took it again to Kelly Shelford. He must be in. He is. And once again it was a dummy. Delight on Kelly Shelford's face. I saw him score 2 tries for Great Britain in 1988 for Auckland, and here he is again.
Brilliant play here from one man, Kevin Iro. Freeman gives him the short ball. Watch him sell the dummies now and go on where he had to go on. Sells one there to halfback, and here he does the perfect thing, draws the fullback, and Shelford has no danger. Ford can't get to him.
Hume. To Tate. Looking for support, but no forwards there, and Tate's lost it. Not having the best of games is Alan Tate. Kelly Shelford. Tame. Good tackle by Paul Loughlin. And a vital one. The gap was there. Man had seen it. Still pressure from New Zealand. That's a good ball to Shelford. Strong lad to Freeman again. A try here, I'm sure, would sink Great Britain. Great Britain on the rack. Short ball to Todd. Another couple of tackles to go in this sequence. Mr. McCallum telling Great Britain to get back. Freeman, harmless. And the pressure off. That's better, the quick kick out, emulating the witness tactic against Canberra. Andy Goodway to O'Fire. It's still going, this is good stuff. To Mike Gregory. Oh, he's lost it, but still Hobbs is there. Skerritt. And it's gone. Well, certainly, Peter, every time Great Britain move the ball, they look dangerous.
They do, and if they keep the ball moving, Ray, they're taking risks now, which they've got to do if they want to win the match. They can afford to do it. You may as well lose trying to win the game than just holding out and trying to keep the New Zealanders back.
Because I think there's a difference of a yard of pace between this Kiwi side and Great Britain. I think Britain in the backs are the faster.
They are faster, but they haven't got enough of the ball. And the Kiwis forwards are giving in a little bit now, Ray.
Shelford, this is good to Dwayne Mann. Certainly the gap's coming out. Oh, Mann's going for that corner. He's got the ball out to Mercer. Back to Shelford and to Freeman. That's brilliant rugby. That is rugby of the highest order. And that little scrum half. This must be one of the great test match performances.
Shelford goes across, turns the ball inside. The hooker man coming through brilliantly here. Hands off Gregory. Accelerates away from Courier. This is a hooker, middle of the front row. A beautiful pass to the wingman and a little pass again. And Freeman, where do you want this try putting?
And Shaun Edwards coming on. I think it's about time he came on. And Andy Curry, not had the best of games, being taken off. A lot of talk and discussion as to how Shaun Edwards had been neglected. Let's see if he can revive this British side. So Great Britain with just 24 minutes to go. Can Edwards inject the spirit? Can we see some movement of the ball? But it's the Kiwis who are running well. McGann to Freeman to Sherlock. Oh, this is exhibition rugby. Kevin Iro cuts inside 2 tackles. But a good covering tackle by Goodway, his Wigan teammate. Sherlock. McGann. Gregory looking after him, David Hume covering. And I think Great Britain have got the ball, yes. Hugh McGann's lost it. Hobbs. Goodway. To Edwards, first touch of the ball. Oh, a good pass from Edwards, Hume. To Ford, this is better. Good tackle, Edwards again. And that's that sudden injection of pace and craft, isn't it, Peter, that Edwards can bring?
Yes, and changing direction of play, Ray, and getting support players on the run. And here we're on the run again.
Lachlan
moving the
to
ball.
a fire. Oh, he's still going. He's got the fullback to beat. And he's in for a try, he must be. Tate! And how many times do we have to say that every time Great Britain moved this ball out, in the likes of Tate, the likes of a fire, and now Edwards, we do have some pace out there. We can score.
A good pass out by Goodway here to Gregory. He puts the ball to Laughlin. Laughlin on the run, beats a man and gets the ball to a fire. Now a fire when he gets the ball. The opposition are worried. They're worrying, they're watching him, they're not taking him out of the game. A good twist and a good pass there to Tate. And an excellent try for Britain to put them back in the game.
To Freeman. Sherlock. Freeman again. Freeman, then Shelford. How many times have we seen that this afternoon? These two lads directing operations, and Freeman standing well apart from Shelford. 15 minutes left. The Kiwis in control, but not such control that this match is over. To Bell. Once again, Goodway put a very strong tackling stint in this Wigan Great Britain second row. Freeman. Oh, Mercer was well offside there. Well taken by Tate. Superb jump from this ex-Kelso Rugby Union lad. A fire. Oh, a fire. He's half a chance. He's away. Now then, can we see one of the great tries? Oh, he's beaten Mercer, all ends up. That's a try and a half, but there was no need for that silliness from a fire. He's a showman, he's a personality. It was a try fashioned out of nothing. He's one of the great scorers of all time, this lad. That's his 18th try in 11 games this season.
Watch this for a try. Martin Offiah gets the ball, and when a speed man gets the ball, everybody in the stadium were on the feet. We were on his feet. He's in open space. What's he going to do? He's turning the man inside out, and now he knows he can score the try with that scintillating pace. And he goes there with a fancy jig and dives over the line for a marvellous try for Great Britain back in the game.
So 12 minutes to go, and suddenly Kelvin Skerritt needs 4 men to put him down. We've criticised Great Britain heavily in this first half, but now they're playing the proper rugby. 4 points difference. Gregory to Edwards to Goodway, and the The message is, get it to a fire. Edwards again, and what a difference it's been since this lad came on, Peter.
He's made all the difference, Ray. He's exciting, he's got the other players G'd up, he's got them charging onto balls, and this is the way Great Britain should be playing.
And the sixth tackle. And I think we should be putting the ball down in the corner now, keeping the position. Yes, Edwards is doing just that. And suddenly Williams, the full-back, is having to move. And Ford's got him. The Kiwis now 20 yards from the line. Mercer. And he wants good discipline from Great Britain. Kelly Shelford. That's a good ball to Dean Bell. But a fire has him. Shelford, Iro. What a powerful runner this Wigan lad is. Man, to McGann. Not a good kick. Not a good kick. Straight down on Fire's throat to Tate. Good tackle by Dwayne Mann. Edwards looking to open out the ball again to Hume. Forward. High stepping. Oh, knocked down. Silly pass. No need for it. But Kelly Shelford was nearly in there. Lurking to one side.
40 high step in here, but a bad pass here. Almost an interception by the New Zealand standoff there, Shelford.
And Gregory comes away. But that's a bad loss. And Gregory looks to be in a little difficulty. Gets up rather slowly off the floor. Trouble with that left ankle, I think. But the pace now, fast and furious. The Kiwis just hanging on to this 4 points lead. James Goulding. Well, Gregory looks to be okay. He's into the tackle there. Both Gregorys, Mike the number 13, Andy the number 7. Shelford. Good tackle by Loughlin. And the sixth tackle. Is it worth a drop goal? No. Freeman to Iro. Oh, he's straight through both of them. He's in for the try. He just pushed them away. Straight through 3 tackles. And that's been the tale of the afternoon for Great Britain. Defensive weaknesses time and time again have cost them the advantage.
The sixth tackle here. The referee's hand in the air. Iro gets the ball and he brushes past it. Now look at the fire here. Look what the fire playing at. He's just scored a brilliant try and he lets Iro walk right through him to clinch the match rate, just about.
A tremendous win for New Zealand, no doubt about that, against the odds. But a week is a long time in rugby league. The second test was at Ellen Road and a lot of heads were on the line as Great Britain had to restore their morale. Edwards was at number 6 and Hampson replaced Tate at full-back.
Darryl Williams using the wings already, Alec. They certainly used these wings last week, didn't they?
Yes, they use them to gain yardage. But the interesting thing about this game, Ray, will be how much yardage is made by the side playing with the wind. And at this moment in time, Great Britain has got the wind, and that's going to be very important.
And I think 2 forwards there, Roy Power, number 12 from Leeds, and Paul Hume, number 9, brought in specially for the tackling, and they'll certainly need to put this man down, Adrian Shelford. And Mr. McCallum very insistent that people don't lie on the tackle player. So kick to Darryl Williams. Not too much ground gain, but at least in rugby league the ball retained by the kicking side. Brent Todd. New Zealand, 1 test up in this British Bowl series. And already, Alec, a sense that the Great Britain are moving up quicker.
Yes, obviously they've got to be a lot keener. They realise that they can't afford to let people run, and especially this fella now, this man, he's a very, very good player. What Great Britain have got to do is not be too keen.
So, Sam Stewart. Youngster, 18 years old, centre Paul Newlove. Mercer again. And Great Britain really did let these two wingmen run far too much infield. They set up attacks, they set up positions last week. It's number 5 Mercer and number 2 Iro. The 6th tackle, Kelly Shelford, that's a good one. The wind swirling. Hampson's underneath it, all well done by Hampson. Well, that was stupid. And he sent Hampson off. Absolutely stupid in a test match. Hampson had collected the ball. If he'd stayed and stood his ground behind the dead ball line, then that would have been a tap out. He lost his temper, he became frustrated, and he butted the New Zealand player. And Mr. McCallum, no hesitation, off goes Hampson.
Well, what a start for Great Britain. Can you believe what Stevie Hampson does here? This is indiscipline, very, very bad. He gets, look at that. There is no need for that any time of the game.
New Zealand 1 up in the series. Well, slight argument there. And Mercer again. He likes to come in field. Very rarely does he stay out on that left wing. Both sides playing for position. And good support of the kicker there, Alec.
Yes, there is, and you've got to say about the tactics of the New Zealand. I mean, surely they must realise that if they keep the ball down into the Great Britain half, they've got the wind and the rain, and Great Britain's got a man short.
Well, of course, New Zealand got Dwayne Manoff at the moment. Great Britain got to take advantage. Roy Powell. Lachlan electing to run, finds himself trapped. The 6th tackle coming up. Will Edwards try a little chip kick? Well, and that's another tackle off the ball, I think. Edwards was knocked down. Referee being spoken to by the Great Britain skipper Mike Gregory, and Mr. McCallum having a word with Sorensen, and a penalty.
Well, this is what you've got to judge here. Watch Kurt Sorensen here. Does he take him after the ball? And that looked tight to me, and I don't know what Kurt Sorensen has to do, you know, to go in that sin bin.
Well, at least he's allowed Great Britain to gain 45 yards ground, and Lachlan another 10 yards.
We talk about discipline, Ray, you know, and New Zealand had it last week, and this week they're showing they've not got it.
And I think, Alec, looking at this match, I think it's going to be the disciplined side that wins it.
Exactly.
So, Great Britain on the attack again. 2 points to 0 in the lead. Gregory. And with only 12 men on either side, there's bound to be gaps out wide if this ball can be moved there. Edwards moves around to Platt, back to Skerritt. Hume again to Newlove. Big lad this, only 18 years of age, from Featherstone Rovers. Only been 12 months in the game. Oh, that's a good ball from Edwards, the short ball that Alec Murphy was talking about. To Gregory, he's got into a fire. To Sean Edwards, he must score. That is wonderful rugby. Sleight of hand passing between Edwards and a fire. And look at the determination on Sean Edwards' face.
Well, you always say the longer you keep the ball alive, the more chance you've got of scoring. And this is what Great Britain did. Sean Edwards, who started it, finishes it. There's a little bit of a misunderstanding here, but Andy Platt's there, takes a good ball to David Hume, flops the ball away. Now watch Martin fire. Somebody said he can't tackle. He can tackle, he can think, and he can put tries on like this. That's just what Great Britain needed.
So Freeman to put the ball in, and certainly David Hume keeping him quiet at the moment. Hume in the first tested standoff here in his natural position at scrum half. 30 minutes played, 6 points to 0 for Great Britain. Williams. Oh, and Newlock comes up with the ball. Had a good debut so far. Phil Ford.
I think, Ray, really, that Phil Ford's got to stop running in them positions. Surely that is a position for the forward.
Hume. Skerritt. Sean Edwards at first receiver again. Short ball to Powell, but Powell had stopped. Wasn't running from depth. Hume. Ooh, that was a risky ball. And the sixth tackle, well, David Hume had overrun the sixth tackle, so it should be a handover to the Kiwis. Any infringement on the sixth tackle, hand over to the opposition. To Todd. And not really had an attack from the Kiwis. Plenty of talent here. Sherlock to Kelly Shelford. Oh, well, it's an offside decision. Shelford taking the ball.
You've got to start wondering also, Ray, about this the tactics of the New Zealand. They've got 13 men to 12 and they're playing it down the middle. They had a lot of success last week down the middle, but surely it'd be a bit wiser to move it wide.
And that's a sensible kick in midfield, taking the tap. The win very, very difficult. Paul Hume, normally second row, has played half-back, but was pressed into service on the 88 tour as hooker against Australia. To Platt, working well together, Platt and Edwards, two Wigan collies, but there's that man Sorensen again, tough as teak. That's a good chip. That is a good chip kick. It's difficult for Williams, he'll have to kick. Sensible play from Darrell Williams.
Well, this is the tactics that Great Britain. The lovely little chip, Sean Edwards, and puts the pressure on Darren Williams. It's a last-ditch effort here.
And certainly keeps the pressure on the Kiwis. Drop out under the post from Williams himself. Not a good one. Straight to Goodway, who almost knocks on. Luckily still very dry up here at Ellen Road, Leeds. Powell. And this really, Alec, is where I'd like to see Great Britain moving this ball.
Yes, I think what they've got to do, the short ball pays off all the time.
There he is, to Edwards, he's got a fire, and he's in! Well, Alec Murphy must be a mind reader. He said the short ball pays off all the time. And the 12-man Great Britain side have done it. Try for Martin Offiah, his 19th try of the season.
We said about the short ball, this is what we mean. Inside, outside, and here it comes now. Bump. Skelvin Skerritt knocks one off, knocks two off. Sean Edwards, Martin Offiah, easy.
So, Kiwis trailing 12 points to 0. Great Britain 12 men and New Zealand 12 at the moment. Gary Freeman in the sin bin. And a petty display from Freeman in the first half. It started with that dramatic Hampson sending off when Freeman really had no right to grab hold of Hampson, but neither had Hampson any right to deal with him in the fashion that he did.
I think that must be a good tactic, Ray. We've just witnessed Paul Loughlin, just a little tap of the ball and it sails 70 yards, so surely that must give great art to Great Britain.
Yes, Alec, difficult to gauge the wind here. 1 minute it seems to be coming down the field, the next minute it's the other way.
I think it's in Great Britain's favour, and I don't think there'll be any lack of use of the wing. I think they should pin New Zealand back in their own 25.
Shelford gone into first receiver in the absence of Freeman. And really the most dangerous player for New Zealand off the field. Loughlin letting the ball bounce comfortably. Well, he's getting himself in a little bother there, is Loughlin, choosing to run. Gregory. And Great Britain taking a lot of the ball away from the acting half-back, the first receiver, driving 6 or 7 yards, certainly playing a yardage game, going for position, and that's what Edwards is doing. Keeping the momentum going forward. But he's annoyed at that kick. I think he wanted it to go further, Alec.
Well, I don't think he's a typical half-back, and everything not goes right, and I think he's saying to himself, that's not good for me, Sean, but he'll soon forget about it. For the people who wasn't listening, it wasn't French.
Certainly, let's hope no one was lip reading. Anyway, it's Great Britain ball, the first against the head, well picked up by Hume, but a bad pass. Edwards, that's a good pass to Newlove. Looks a very confident lad, not quite got away, but good sound, steady performance. Edwards again, wants to be in the play. To Hume, to a fire. What can he do? Always dangerous, this man, ex-Rosslyn Park Rugby Union, the Widnes flyer. Goodway. That's a good tackle by his Wigan teammate, Dean Bell. Tap on the shoulder. Edwards again, a good kick, a punishing kick. Just look at that for precision.
I don't think he'll need to use French in this case. I think you'll see a little smile. I'll think he'll say to himself, that's better, Sean. This is a tactician. This is a typically good half-back ploy. A beautiful flighted kick, a lovely kick and a lovely bounce. What a good effort.
And it's a heel against the head. Great Britain looking to use the advantage here now. Mike Gregory, that's a good run. Oh, and a superb ball. Superb one-handed pass there to Loughlin. 3 yards from this Kiwi line. But it wasn't a knock-on to Hume. New Zealand desperate here now. To Skerritt, driving for the post. 16 stone, Bradford Northern prop. Just 23 years of age, his second cap. To Gregory. Edwards, short ball to Platt, to Goodway, he's in! Oh yes, that's good rugby, skillful rugby.
The Wigan combination, Edwards, Platt, Skerritt. This is a good quick play of the ball here, there's no problem about this. This is very, very quick, a lovely play of the ball here. Here it comes, in you go. That's a nice play by Andy Goodway, like that.
And there was a lot of criticism about Paul Hume coming in and hooker again, but he certainly paid off, Alec, hasn't
well,
he?
I think all the forwards have played well. I think there's got to be no complaint from anybody. Everybody in the side has done the little bit this week, and they should be proud of them.
And just look at the British players up there. 3, 6, 9 players waiting for poor Williams. And look at the man who it is, it's Andy Goodway. Try scorer, tackler. And Martin O'Fire in the tackling though.
Well, they accused him last week of missing Kevin Iro. I think then he said, I'm not going to miss you this time.
Shelford, Dean Bell. And really New Zealand not making anything of this numerical advantage. 13 men to 12. But themselves playing it down the middle.
They look as though they're lacking of ideas. From the New Zealanders who was doing everything right last week, are doing everything wrong this week.
Sam Stewart. But of course they have played some entertaining rugby already this season. The crowd's 15% up on this New Zealand tour. This is better. McGann. Oh, is he going to say play on? No, he doesn't. The handover on the sixth tackle. Powell. Just 17 minutes left in the match, and Edwards certainly keeping the pressure on this lad Williams. Great Britain quite content to play down here. I don't think they're too bothered whether they have possession or whether New Zealand has it, as long as they're around this Kiwi 25-yard. Oh, he's lost it. Good tackling by Ford. And David Hobbs, Bradford Northern, prop forward, coming on for Great Britain, and number 14 Tony Kemp for New Zealand. I don't think there are any injuries. I think it's just a change of emphasis. It's just a rest for players. Freeman, long ball to McGann. That's a good ball to Gary Mercer. Now then, has he got the pace on Ford? He hasn't, but little Freeman's there to McGann. Now that's good rugby, and that's what New Zealand should have been doing. A try, a formality under the post there for Hugh McGann, and significant that for once Freeman elected to play rugby.
They're probably saying, why couldn't we do this in the first place? Gary Mercer here streaks down the field. This is very, very good football here. A lovely ball into Freeman here, and Hugh McGann has the simplest of running. Good try, good football, and needed as far as New Zealand was concerned.
Kurt Sherlock going off for New Zealand, and Tony Kemp, the youngster, currently with Doncaster, moving to the centre. So David Hobbs up to his prop forward position. Open side. One Bradford Northern player replacing another. Oh, that's kicked back. That's bad play. He's got there. Good way. And Great Britain got to keep the ball, got to keep this ball from the Kiwis, because the Kiwis will certainly be desperate. They'll move it wide now. Powell.
I think they'll be thinking, why haven't we used this extra man? They've had, they've had 13 men to 12. And really all they've had to do is move the ball out wide. But give Great Britain credit, they've closed them down and they've played some tremendous football.
Yeah, they've got 13 minutes to hang in there, Great Britain. And the sixth tackle. Edwards moves to the right, looking for a kick to the corner, but he doesn't. Hume does. And again, good tactical play.
I think there's been a lot of good thinking, Ray, hasn't there, from the Great Britain side. I think we've varied the game very well.
Shelford. Could be one or two tired legs out there now, though, Alec.
Yes, but they're only young fellas, and surely the thought of beating the Kiwis will surely keep them going.
Brent Todd. New Zealand really got to get the ball right down to the other end. Dean Bell.
Well, we've not seen a lot of both New Zealand centres. You know, they've been both well contained.
Sam Stewart going back into trouble. Faimalo finding more trouble. Sorensen, now he is a lad who likes trouble. But no, a slip. Oh, it's a charge down. Can Goodway make it? He will do. Yes! A charge down. Huge grin on his face, and that surely has sunk the Kiwis. Just when there might have been a doubt at coming back, this man who moved into the backs had a magnificent afternoon. Charged the kick down, juggled it well and got the try.
Well, that was one of Great Britain's great victories in Test match history. But for New Zealand, confidence had to be restored quickly before the final test. The victims were Hull. Not the force they once were, perhaps, but coached by Australian Brian Smith, they were anxious to give the Kiwis a hard time. They didn't.
It's Patrick Harrison. Harrison plying in hard. Patrick again acting half-back. This time it's Steve Crooks who goes the dummy run on the blind side, and that ball bounces awkwardly. But good running. Richard Gay. Going the short side. McNamara, only a teenager. Patrick. Steve Crooks wants to unload. Can't get it away. Nolan's up there. Kicks towards the touchline. And it's over the line. That could be a try. That is a try. Oh, what a mistake there by Taewa. And Paul Eastwood leaping on that error. Well, it's a good position, this. For 6 tackles. Wayne Wallace wanting somebody to come up and take it. In from the wing comes Gary Mercer. 8-0 Hull lead. Francis Leota. Now it's about 15 yards from the Hull line. Faimalo. Well, not a lot of ground game, but they're still in possession, a dangerous position. Bancroft. There are men over on the left. Tuta. And it's picked up by Kemp. Bit lucky to get away with that. They might easily have knocked on. Tuta's pass going loose. Koiti. And is he over? Mike Koiti's in. That's the first New Zealand try. Koiti selling a dummy to the left and going himself and forcing his way over for New Zealand's first score. Mike Koiti. Side to Leota. Leota, oh, what a good break, shrugged off. Oh, he's going through 4 tacklers. Just Nolan to beat. He's past him as well. Gets the ball out. Beautifully picked up by Faimalo. Great break by Leota. Good backing up by Faimalo. Close to the line as it's moved left to Kemp. Floats the long one out to Tuta. Mercer inside to Koiti. Koiti close to the line. Gets it inside. Tuta. Will Tuta go over? Yes, he has. Great finish by the Kiwis. They kept that ball alive from that first burst by Leota. Faimalo was with it. Over to the left it went. They refused to let it die. And finally it's Brendan Tuta who goes over. Good attack this. Well constructed. Wallace, Clark, the kick, bounces free, picked up by Marvin Edwards, but he couldn't hold it. That was a let-off. If Edwards had held on to that, it was a try. And it's still the Kiwis. Wallace to Koiti. Clark going towards the wing. Still the attack continues. Mercer to Wallace. Bancroft. Dave Watson, a beautiful try made by Bancroft, and Watson came in like lightning. A well-worked try. Bancroft's the final pass, and Watson at the post. Really came in fast. And again the Kiwis go forward. Marvin Edwards running so cleanly. Terrific running by the Kiwis now. Edwards still going from fullback. All the Kiwis at the moment. Gary Mercer going himself. The 4 defenders waiting for him. Clark gets it. Oh, yes, Leota. A beautiful pass from a tackle by Clark, and in goes Leota. Great stuff from the Kiwis. Kuwaiti. Kuwaiti running well, heel on load. And then not letting the ball die. It's good rugby this, entertaining rugby, but they pay the price of it there. No, they get it back. The referee Moyes says play on. I thought Noel Cleal had that. Bancroft to Clark. Watson. Leota. Terrific backing up. And Leota almost under. But what a thrilling second half. Even the home fans must recognise the quality of this rugby. They're just not letting the ball die. Bancroft. Tuta is up there. Mike Kuwaiti in at the corner. And Hull stretched to the limit there as Mike Kuwaiti goes in for his second try. Bancroft. Watson. Clark. Still running, Clark. Well, slipping past the tackles. Now, will they launch another long-range attack and produce another exhilarating try? Marlow, not this time. Two of them go over the top of him. Wallace, Bancroft, Kuwaiti going for his hat-trick. The kick ahead for Mercer. O'Hara's there. And who's going to touch it down? Pick it up, says the ref. Now then. Why is he giving a try? A fingertip try. Gary Mercer must have got his fingertip there. It wasn't obvious from here, but Mr. Morris was there and has given Mercer the try. The whole defence has conceded 4 tries in this second half, 6 in all. And remember, they're a man advantage after Nikau's sending off. It's strange to see the Hull collapse, but certainly take nothing away from the Kiwis. They've run the ball beautifully like this. Kuwaiti again, what a second half he's had. Indeed, what a match. Looking for support, gets it to Bancroft. Bancroft to Watson. What speed Watson had. Oh, what a try. What a magnificent try by Watson, and what a sidestep. That sidestep worth going a long way to see, and the New Zealanders are running Hull ragged. That's Watson's second try, made by Kuwaiti, and between these two, who's the man of the match? Paul Welland limps into the pack. Bancroft. And the gap's there. Watson's hat-trick. But he's been chased by Nolan. Nolan's running well. Oh, great tackle. But Williams is up there to make sure. Nolan did well to catch Watson. But the substitute Williams finished it off.
And Hull were finished off as well, losing 44 points to 8. The next game was against Widnes, the World Club champions. On show, Jonathan Davis, Martin Afire, Alan Tate, and even Kurt Sorensen up against his fellow countrymen.
Long ball floated out to Jonathan Davis, decides not to part. Widnes inside their own 22-metre area. Mackenzie. Kurt Sorensen. Courier. Kebby. Kebby's fast. Tate, Alan Tate. This could be the first try. It's Alan Tate. Made by Kebby, finished by Tate. A great try. It started with a pass to Andy Courier. Andy Courier brought in Kebby. Good break by Kebby, and there was Alan Tate up inside him. This is a dangerous situation, this is, because they should get the ball, and do. Shelford takes it well, low down. Tony Kemp. And looking for his winger, but he didn't manage to get the ball out. Gary Mercer had gone all the way across. There the Wellington winger. And it's 20 metres or so away from the Widnes line. Gary Freeman, Sam Stewart, back to Freeman, Shelford, Darryl Williams, Dave Watson, McGann, good rugby, Faimalo, Essini Faimalo. Superb handling, a great piece of work that. It went through 6 pairs of hands before Hugh McGann sent in Essini Faimalo. Widnes, since their opening try by Alan Tate, have been pretty well penned in their own quarters. Sorensen, now can he get it out? Yes, Kebby again! And Mackenzie inside him. And a good tackle by Kemp. That's more brownie points for Kemp. Mackenzie, Pike. Waiting for someone to go into it, but David Hume wasn't able to find a gap, and the cover is back. Pike, Grimmer. And Grimmer can't unload. But for the first time for something like 10 minutes, it's Widnes inside New Zealand territory. Pike straightens up, but can't get it to Sorensen, and the ball is lost. Pike has lost it. So that attack ends in anticlimax. Darrell Williams playing at centre this afternoon, but driven back. Freeman, missed it. And onto it is Mike O'Neill. David Hume. Hume, a wonderful dummy. What a superb dummy by David Hume. Sent 3 defenders the wrong way. Brilliant try. David Hume. Alan Tate. A fire's there, but no room for him. It's Sorensen. Sorensen, Mackenzie. The crowd getting behind Widnes now. They lead 8-6. They're on the attack with David Hume. Andy Currier. Grimmer Kebby's there, going inside. Tate. David Hume. Tate. Oh, beautiful stuff. Phil Mackenzie. And a great tackle. But it's gone out on the... It could be a try. It could be a try because it hit his knee. It hit Mike O'Neill's knee, and he followed it and touchdown. Shelford. Dave Watson. Iwi. He's a big lad and he runs strongly. Dwayne Mann. Well, Dwayne Mann's going to have to go it alone. Now, Kiwis in full cry as Freeman goes. Well, a rather laboured pass to Freeman again. Kuiti. Kuiti shrugging men off, wants to get it out to Mann. To Sam Stewart. Good pass by Sam Stewart to Shelford in the tackle. Gary Mercer's on the left. Gary Mercer. Oh, and he beat Kate all ends up. Alan Tate beaten all ends up by Gary Mercer. Derek Pike tried to get across, but he couldn't stop him either. But certainly Gary Mercer went inside Alan Tate. Famalo to Mercer. But this is dangerous. Jonathan Davis may have to pay for that. It's Freeman to Stewart. Kuiti, Stewart. What a strong man he is. And he's in. Sam Stewart drives over the line. Kuiti seems to have recovered from that knock he got from Sorensen. Famalo went past Grimmer. Tony Kemp, can he get a try? He's being overhauled. Gets it out. Dave Watson's there. Dave Watson is in. Tony Kemp throwing it out, and Dave Watson backing up well, gets the try. Try now would really open this game up. Grimmer. Sorensen. The crowd now beginning to roar for Widnes. Paul Hume, the short ball to O'Neill. And, it floats out. Play on, says the referee. Currier. Kebby. Grimmer Kebby's in. Well, that opens it up surely.
But that wasn't enough for Widnes, and New Zealand marched on to their last club match of the tour. The challenge was Featherstone Rovers, struggling a bit in Division 1, but located at one of the country's most famous grounds, Post Office Road.
Dave Watson had a great game against Hull. Some spectacular fast running. Nikau. Held on beautifully. Sherlock. And it's Edwards who's there. The first real time. The Kiwis have opened up. Oh, very loosely sent out by Bell. That was dangerous. It was a very loose, careless pass by Bell. Bancroft to Clark. Clark, delayed just a little too long, but who's got the ball? It's 6 more. The Kiwis must have it. And Watson trying to go over the line. He's made it. Dave Watson went over from the play the ball. Back come the Kiwis with George Mann. Leota. 3 minutes before half-time. Are the Kiwis going to get another try? It's Nikau to Watson. Watson a dummy. Over goes the referee. Awards the try, and Dave Watson's burst was just enough to take him in at the corner. And they're hungry for another try before half-time. Wallace to Nikau. Nikau. That's another try. Made by Wallace for Nikau. Price. Smith. Got it, and the ball knocked down, but play on, says the referee, giving 6 more. It hit a descender. 6 more tackles. Now can we have a Rovers try? Sharp. Looking to Bell. Surely Trevor Clark's in. Good try and well deserved. An attempt to do a Watson, just pulled down short, but the Kiwis will do well to survive this. Smith sending it the other way to Gratian. Smales to Smith. Tremendous stuff this. Oh, good rugby. Exciting stuff. Can they keep it going? Price. The last tackle, but this has been a great spell of rugby. Sharp, high into the sky over the line. Manning. Great stuff, great comeback by Rovers. And we've seen a few from them this season in the Yorkshire Cup semi-final against Castleford twice. A bit of a messy scrum, that. Tutor. And picked up by Watson. Will he go into the post himself? Taiwa. Quick as a flash, Watson was onto that lost scrum, and before the Rovers defenders could realise what was happening and get back, it was Watson to Sherlock to Taiwa. Man. What a strong player he is. He won't go down. Bancroft. Leota. Oh, Leota's going into the post. A great break by Leota. Finishes up under the post. There was no doubt once the cover was breached where he was going. Front row forward of great pace. Once he'd broken the cover, the result was inevitable. So again, 2 tries in as many minutes by the Kiwis has changed the whole complexion of the game. It looked as if the tourists were worried. They're not anymore. Bancroft to Clark. Tutor to Clark again. Nikau. Wallace. Ramen to spare on the overlap. Taiwa. Kuiti. Oh, somebody's going to go under. Taiwa coming inside and getting his second try. Fisher. Good solid tackling, keeping him out. But Rovers looking for a late try. And a touchdown, wriggling through. Well, someone will emerge from underneath. Fisher, the man who burrowed through, and getting a big hand from the crowd. Oh, what a good catch. Mike Tweety getting that. Man, good short ball. Leota's off again. And he left Peter Smith behind, and Peter Smith's hurt, but the attack goes on. Away. Stewart. Sherlock. Tweety.
And that try made the final score 44 points to 20. The Kiwis too strong for the home team. So to Central Park, Wigan for the final test. 1-1 in the series, World Cup points at stake, all to be played for when the conditions, it has to be said, were less than favourable.
Difficult conditions, Peter, out there.
Yes, it's going to be a question of not making mistakes, Ray, keeping the ball tight, particularly in your own defence, getting out of trouble and putting the onus on the opposition, and that's the typical type of thing that's going to happen, spilling balls in tackles, and those that make the least mistakes in this match will probably win.
Well, we spoke to both captains in midweek, and both of them were of the opinion the side that held the ball, the side that controlled the territorial advantage, they will be the ones that will win. So, we'll see. One test each. Andy Goodway. A great spur for some of these lads here, like Goodway, Sean Edwards, playing before the home crowd at Wigan. Edwards. That's a beauty. It's anybody's ball. It's still Great Britain. This is a good start. Oh, fire. Phil Ford just couldn't hold it.
A very good ploy here when Edwards put this high kick up, because the fullback dropped the ball, picked up by Great Britain. Half a chance here, and Ford just trying to change direction as he takes the ball.
Faimalo. Been brought in for his running, this lad, Peter.
Tremendous player, and I think he's as good a front rower as they've got, New Zealand. Ray, he plays typically like Hugh Waddell, takes a lot of tackling, and I think both teams are going to have to watch at these play the balls, laying on, which the referee allowed Great Britain to do last test match. I don't think he'll let either team do it this time.
Phil Ford. Tricky player, this Phil Ford. Always likely to pull something out of the bag. And the players really making light of these difficult conditions so far. We had that spillage of the ball in the opening couple of minutes. That's a good run from Paul Hume, bringing the forwards in, taking it from the acting half-back position, making sure that New Zealand can't just fan out with these forwards. And Edwards, the kicking game again. That's good defence, and Tony Kemp's going nowhere. This is the place to play the game, in the Kiwi corners. A lot of work needed from these packs, Peter.
Yes, I think it's going to be a typical forwards day to day. They've got to tackle, and they've got to do the running as well to get the teams out of trouble, so they're going to be fully employed this afternoon. And Hugh McGann is already struggling, Ray. He got another knock there, and he's just struggled back into position now, so it looks as though he's going to be a passenger for a while.
The Kiwis, though, of course, coping with this 12 men, keeping Great Britain out. And that's a good kick. It makes Ford and Tate go back. But Hume again looks to be okay there, Peter. That was a good tackle.
He followed up again, yes. He'd only just got back into the... It shows how tenacious he is, Ray.
Yeah, he'll not come off.
And being the captain, they need that on the field, because the captain is usually the instrument in telling the other players what he wants doing and passing on the coach's ideas.
Great Britain never lost a test match here at Wigan against New Zealand. Only been 4, they've won 2, lost 2, and there's Sean Edwards. Now then, he's got Martin a fire on his inside. He must transfer the ball, and there is a fire. That's a try and a half. The showman supreme of rugby league, Martin O'Fire. He came in off that left wing, but it was Sean Edwards who made it.
Now, an opening here made by Edwards. Watch him go through with strength and speed. Beats off 2 tackles. Now, timing is the important thing. When has he got to transfer the ball? When would you transfer it? Now. Perfect. Gives Martin O'Fire a clear run to the right. Brilliant timing by Sean Edwards. Sean Edwards coming towards you now. If you're the fullback, what would you do? Would you take Edwards or go for a fire? He draws them perfectly. There's no one near a fire. And you can't stop this lad with 20 yards to go with a gap like that. You could have driven a bus through it.
Stewart. Good tackle from youngster there, Paul Newlove, only 18, Featherstone Rovers centre. And a little bit of indecision. I don't quite see too much of Freeman at the moment. Freeman and Shelford seem to be lacking the link between the pack and the backs, Peter.
Yes, I think with this heavy going rate, they're relying on the forwards to bash in and charge the way down the centre. And this is not the way to make good progress, because the tacklers have got the advantage.
Certainly the advantage with these 2 Great Britain lads, Paul Hume and Roy Powell. They'll tackle all day. Now there is Freeman. That's a nice chip kick. Puts pressure there on Phil Ford. Oh, he's going in a dangerous position. But he's managed to hold on. Resilient character, this Leeds wing. Good tackle. One hooker meets another hooker. Dwayne Mann and Paul Hume. Well, Great Britain really, Peter, gone through 5 tackles from match in half-back position.
They haven't carried the ball in front of the break line yet, Ray. That's got in front of the play the ball, so they've got to kick out of trouble and then tackle the New Zealanders.
And that's a good kick from Lachlan. 60 yards there. And this man Kemp's going. I said he wasn't the fastest fullback, but he's certainly a strong lad. Todd to Williams. Now then, this is danger. Kelly Shelford. Oh, he's thrown it anywhere. The ball's out. There's Martin O'Fire again. It's a race. If he can control this ball. Oh, he's missed it. Kelly Shelford just got back.
Well, here was a great chance for Great Britain to go into an unassailable lead. And Martin O'Fire has a difficulty dribbling the ball. And the ball is played there by the New Zealander.
Well, there's one who loves a charge. Kurt Sorensen with the second row. And Freeman trying the little cheeky grubber kicks to the corner, but Alan Tate up to it. Notice his left leg, left thigh there, heavily strapped. Had to pull out of the second test in training with a hamstring problem. But nice to see number 11 Andy Goodway back in test rugby. Pulled out of the 1988 tour for business reasons, but at 28 still good test rugby left in him. Skerritt. Quite a battle between Sorensen and Skerritt, Peter.
Well, Skerritt's a big fella. He's had a groin strain too, so he might not be running as freely as he can.
Oh, that was good rugby. Sean Edwards again. The short ball, putting Paul Lachlan through out wide. And there is Edwards again, first receiver. Directing operations to Skerritt. Powell, that's good rugby. Tate. Has Newlove taken the wrong option? No, he's not. He's got David Hume with him. To O'Fire. Still going to David Hume. Alan Tate, will he score in the corner? Yes, he does. Oh, a wonderful try, support play at its best. How David Hume and Martin O'Fire got that ball away, I'll never know. I don't think Alan Tate could believe his luck.
And there we see Great Britain trying to put pressure on with Sean Edwards coming across. Pass to Skerritt, who gets a good ball away to Powell. Powell gets it away to Tate. And now it goes to this magical fella from Featherstone, Paul Newlove. Away it goes from the tacklers. And does he give the ball? He gives it to Martin O'Fire over the top. Brilliant tackle there by Bell, who gets it back to Hume. And Tate's speed now goes for the corner. True reward for a very fine try and combination play by Great Britain. Super passing.
Joe Lydon coming on the field here, slipping on, substitute. Not quite sure yet who's gone off, Peter. We can't see. Looks like Paul Newlove, I think, with his ankle. So Lydon had trouble with hamstring this season, not being fully fit. Can Great Britain get 40 minutes out of the Wigan centre there, number 14? And Great Britain not been in this game for 10 or 15 minutes. The Kiwis monopolised possession. Good game, this Skerritt. Powerful lad, gaining ground all the time. Just 4 minutes left in this second. Oh, that's a lovely chip from Edwards. Always thinking, this lad. Certainly fulfilled all the promise he had when he signed as a schoolboy at 17 for £35,000. Good way. That's good play to Mercer. And Mercer's got it. Oh, he slipped. That just shows you how wet it is underneath that stand roof. Freeman to Sorensen. Still going. That's a good pass now then. New Zealand have got a 3-1, but McGann's dropped out. Has Bell got the legs on Loughlin? No, he hasn't. Long striding Paul Loughlin. But the Kiwis. Well, Kurt Sorensen never looked where he was passing that ball. Stewart. That's a good ball to Kelly Shelford. He's got Tate to beat. He's beaten him. Oh, that's a lapse there for Great Britain. The Kiwis are back in contention. And Kelly Shelford, the Auckland captain, 2 tries to his credit. That's his third.
Well, Sam Stewart had nowhere to go here, Ray. Look, it's 2 men there, and he gets the ball to a brilliant supporting player, Shelford, who goes round Tate with the consummate ease. Sam Stewart picks the ball up here from acting half-back. He's nowhere to go, he's on his own. 2 tackles. Shelford got the ball and Tate easily beaten. Poor defence there by Britain.
So Gary Freeman. Only the 5th scrum of the match. Kemp. Impressed this afternoon, this lad Tony Kemp. Oh, he's running all over the place. He's beaten 3 men already. Good tackle by Roy Powell. And certainly when Great Britain have kicked to this lad, or whenever he's had the ball, he's run out, and how strong he's looked. Just got a knock to his back. Sam Stewart. Sorensen. Driving in, and I get the feeling that these Kiwis looking strong, getting a second wind. They've weathered that storm on the line. Shelford, powerful runner, likes to sidestep off that right foot. He's got Faimalo. Oh, the referee was in the way of Roy Powell, but that's a tackle from Alan Tate. Copybook tackle round the legs. Saved a try. Freeman, the Kiwis, man looking dangerous. And the 6th tackle coming on. Frantic defence there from Great Britain. Just a 4-point gap. Todd. Freeman to Shelford. That's a good kick, it's a dangerous one, well taken by O'Fire. I don't think Martin O'Fire will be bothered. What happened there? It's a penalty. Dragging him behind the line.
Yes, here's a half chance for New Zealand on the sixth tackle. A good kick there by the stand-off half, right through to the try line, but Martin O'Fire dives in and saves a very, very dangerous situation.
Freeman, the long ball to McGann. Oh, that's a good run. Now then, Williams, he's got little Freeman inside. Oh, Ford's missed him. And there is Francis Leota. It's still New Zealand on the attack. Now then, Mercer. It's desperation stakes. Little Freeman again. And suddenly, Joe Lydon clamps him down. Well, that should have been a try. Certainly the Kiwis should have wrapped that up there. But it's New Zealand on the attack. Williams, a good high ball. O'Fire's under it and he takes it well again. There is a theory that this Martin O'Fire is weak under high ball, but certainly he's done his job this afternoon, Peter.
He's made a couple of dramatic saves, Ray, when Great Britain have been in serious trouble.
Great Britain hanging in. Gary Freeman trying to get that ball in. He does do. 6 tackles then in this sequence. Freeman, clever player. Edwards follows him, well spotted. 5 tackles to go. Dean Clark. Great Britain under tremendous pressures here. A try and a goal. That's all the Kiwis want. Brent Todd. Dwayne Mann. We've already had 2 drawn series. Could we have a 3rd series? No replay, of course. Just the 3 tests. The Kiwis off to France for a 2-test series on Monday. 10 minutes to go. The 6th tackle. Oh, a bad kick. Now then, here's a chance of glory for Phil Ford. It's a kick. It's a chase. It's between Phil Ford and Gary Mercer. Oh, he's holding him back. Surely that's an obstruction try. Oh, surely that's a penalty try. But Mr. McCallum hasn't given it. In the referee's opinion, a try must be a certainty.
A good idea this. A kick down the field when he could have been tackled inside his own half. And a big race for the ball when Ford is going to win it. And Ford is obstructed, no question about it.
Great Britain have waited so long for success. We sensed a victory in that 3rd test in '88 down under in Australia. And now the first victory over the Kiwis on home soil for 24 years. 1965, there's the hooter. Great Britain are the winners. A long time since Bradford Northern's Tommy Smales led Great Britain the skipper in '65. Delight on man of the match, Martin O'Fire's face.